Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This will be my first time doing this and I continue to do so. I just had another restless night. Just have a lot of things on my mind. And I haven't been doing art for a while. Ever since I started this job last year and once again finishing up grad school, and I finally finished everything. My last class was actually yesterday, and I thought I should reward myself by continuing to do some art. But lately there's just a lot of blockage and stress that comes from working as a teacher, and especially what's going on today with COVID and with mental health, protesting Black Lives Matter with the vaccines. Are they effective? Are they not? Those things come to mind, and it's always curious. And how do we explore that, and causes me to, in a way, have sleepless nights, especially for my students. I think about them too, about what do I want them to learn, what are their takeaways. So today I'm just going to try to see if I can draw something myself, and because I always teach my students to express yourself, not just through words, but through our actions. So let's start that today. So this will be the first day. Whatever comes to mind, truthfully speaking. A lot of things come to mind. Probably not too long ago, I was telling my students we were learning about friendship. The book was called The Three Friends. And it starts off in the woods nearby a lake. The hunter, of course, starts looking for animals and was able to capture the deer. Then the deer was calling for help, and the friend was able to help out. The woodpecker heard it. And then the turtle came by to help out. The woodpecker attacked the hunter. And the turtle helped out by biting the leather thongs, that's what it was called. During that process, the turtle got hurt, of course, trying to help out the deer. But in the process, the turtle got hurt too. The turtle's mouth was bleeding. And then the turtle ended up getting captured. And then the hunter was like, when it came back with a knife, it was gonna hurt the turtle. Luckily, the woodpecker, the other friend, starts pecking the hunter. And then the hunter was like, I can't go through this. can't go through that. That's all I can remember. I just remember them, the three friends, helping each other out, looking out for each other. Woodpecker warning the other friend to help out the deer. The deer needs us. I wish friends today were like that. I feel like it's so hard to find a friend like that. I was always taught when I was younger that friends are like sent by God. And I love reading a book called Garden Angels. It's one of my favorite books. It really made me believe in faith. And I asked my friends, what was the takeaway from that? What was the central message? And they said, being a friend, looking out for others, being there. I was like, yeah. Do you think your friends are like that? They were like, no. I'm like, yeah, so hard to find friends like that today. And I said, how do you know if your friend is true? How do you know if your friend is really a friend? Not an enemy. How do you know? They were like, well, you do a lot of tests. I'm like, really? So you just give an exam to your potential friend, and that's how you know they're your friend or not? After they take the test, they can lie all the time or cheat. And then they were like, well, I make sure they're not lying. And it's just like the innocence of that, thinking that you can find an answer by just taking a test. I wish it was that simple. Another person suggested a survey. I'm like, yeah, works on education, but not so much on people, because their behavior is very frickled. Then I told them a story about myself, and I told them how friends can just be temporary. They can be good for a short period of time, and it's okay. It's okay to feel that way, to have a friend that's good for a week or just a few months. And there's just different types of friends. There's different types of friends out there. And a friend has like so much different types of definitions. They help us go through things. Then I had my students write an essay. Compare your friends to the friends in this story. One of them said that I don't think my friend would sacrifice themselves. And then the friend heard that in my class. She's like, yeah, I would. And I'm like, okay, you're the turtle then. You're definitely the turtle. Getting hurt in the process of helping out a friend. Then I told them a story about even just wanting to have a friend. How was that like? They were like, do you guys want to hear a story? A true story. And it taught me a lot of things today. What friendship is, or not even just friendship. How people today are just can be so abusive in a way. But I didn't say that to my students, of course. So I started off when I was a teacher abroad, and there was another teacher there. He was new, and of course we all know that feeling of being new. And I knew her for about a month already, and I said, hey, it's winter break is coming by, or I don't remember which break. It was a long time ago. And I said, let's go out to this other country for vacation. She was like, yeah, why not? And of course I paid most of it. I just wanted to do something really nice for that person. I really wanted a friend because I had no one there. I was just by myself. My family's in another country. And I really just needed a friend. And I thought doing something nice, since I enjoyed her company and she enjoyed mine. So we went to this country, and I don't know, she sounded a little off. She started acting weird. She seemed annoyed, and I just didn't understand why. So I asked her at the end of the trip, like, is everything okay? I messaged her like a week later just to give her some space. I was like, maybe she's just tired. I gave her space. I'm like, hey, is everything okay? Can we talk things over with some coffee? And she was like, we spent too much time. We hang out too much. I need some space. And it made me realize that, wow, so I paid most of the trip, and you just didn't even want to appreciate that. Maybe I should expect anything. My student says that she's so poor that she can maybe help out, and that I shouldn't pay most of it. Another person said, don't trust no one. Another student of mine said, that's not very nice. She took advantage of your kindness. And they were like, that's not very nice at all. Very mean. And then I finally said to my students, I hope you learned something from that story. And don't make the same mistake as me. Don't be too kind. Don't tell your secrets. Don't trust no one. Don't trust no one at all. I always remind my students that. Don't trust no one. If it's too good to be true. You can comment in below and you can tell me if you ever experienced that, where you trusted someone or just thought they were your friend. That feeling of betrayal. And the funny part is that I couldn't pay for this taxi. Well, I did pay for it, but I was just short with a nickel, or 500 won as they call it. And she didn't offer to help out. She just sat there and just said, hurry up. Really nice. And I was like, okay, just hold on, I just had it. And then, of course, the driver starts charging me more. So just like, I prefer paying things with card, or not card, cash and coins. Because you just never know. Cards can be unreliable sometimes. I learned a lot, and I hope my students don't get hurt the same way as me. And yeah, I tend to talk a lot about my students. I feel like there's just so much things that they need to learn. Another story that comes to mind while I'm drawing this is the story of the frog and the scorpion. The frog and the scorpion. The scorpion said to the frog, I need to get to the other side of the river. And the frog was like so kind to the scorpion. It's like, yeah, I can help you. Just don't sting me. They were like, okay. The scorpion said, okay, I will do that. So the frog helped out the scorpion to get over the river, across the river. After they crossed the river, I believe the scorpion sting the frog. And the frog was like, why did you do that? Why did you sting me? I trusted you. The scorpion replied, it was my nature. It was my nature to do that. I needed to get across the river. The first time I heard that story was when I was in college. I was having a conversation with a philosopher. And I don't know how that conversation started, but I remember asking him, what is nature versus nurture? And I think of nurturing as in like a mother taking care of a baby. But then others can say and argue, well, that's their natures to do that. And then I said, well, not all mothers wants to be mothers. So it may not be natural to them. And then they realize you got a point there. The moral story of that would be not to trust you. Not to trust. I think that started because I remember asking him about, I think we were talking about religion. And I said nature versus nurture. Like we kind of like teach ourselves that it's not okay to to love ourselves. Like, it's okay to love ourselves, but I think it was just the idea of, like, loving yourself too much. Which can be, like, vanity, like one of the 7 deadly sins. Or even jealousy. And I remember a lot of things in college. It was like an humanity class, I believe, where we were actually studying the Bible. This is like in college. I didn't think they would even do that, because of the fact that diversity and all that stuff. I really feel like education has really failed us. Not because of that, but because of this remote thing. But anyway, that's another topic to discuss, another can of beans. And the story was about, I think it was this king, I believe, that starting to get tired now. It's about like a king that did everything, get laid with a lot of females, was rich, but like for some reason he was just still unhappy with his life. Like, I found no meaning. All that stuff. I have no meaning in life. I did everything I possibly can do. And I was just like, okay, good for you. You just had to discover that yourself. That is what you needed to discover. Maybe that's what you have to get through. Anyway, had to sidetrack. That happened, and Kid did all that thing, and he prayed, asked Jesus, prayed again. How can I find meaning? How can I find happiness? And just continued praying. And just became frustrated. I don't remember the whole story, sorry, but I'll try my best, and I don't want to mislead you or misinform you. But what I gained from that is that it's not about material things, and that being here on earth is just a test, challenges. What really matters is feeding the soul, feeding your soul, nurturing it, not falling into temptation, trying to do good things, whatever that may be. I feel like it's so hard to be good sometimes, or just even being nice. Some people pretend to be nice. Hate that. It's just like, why do you have to pretend to be nice? Can you just be professional instead? Working can be so stressful too, just thinking about it. I have like so much things to do when I come back to work on Monday. Job as a teacher. Just so much things. But I'll just focus on getting sleep first. And I am starting to get tired. I hope this helps you fall asleep too. if you're still there. It's starting to look like these are like the roots. Trees. Trees over here as well. Spikes. Water. Trees. More mountains, sort of. Thorns. Maybe a cave in there. But the cave has thorns there. This looks like a cup of water with a straw. Wonder what you guys think so far. I think of this as like something on the ground, like perhaps like not a cave. There's usually caves are, I don't know what's it called, I forgot. But it could be a lot of things. It's all open to interpretations. Once again, this is like totally abstract. Have you ever wondered why people betray one another? What really causes that feeling of hate or wanting to betray someone? It's just never communicated. It's just one person always gets hurt, or maybe both. We don't know really exactly what happened. But starting to get sleepy, but I feel like I want to add more things here. And after this dry, I'll hit the snooze button. But I hope you do too. Staying on topic about friendship is that it was very hard to have a friend or just keeping a friend. But growing up, I realized that what I told my students too is that friends are just could be temporary. And there is this saying where the devil was once an angel. say, and comes in many disguises. You can't be fooled. I forgot to mention the book when I read about the garden angel. Was that there was a woman, she had a problem with the mice problem as a pest. And she prayed to Jesus, can you please help me with this problem that I'm dealing with? One day later, a cat arrived in front of her doorstep and let itself in. And took care of that problem for her. And a few days later, there was no more mice. And then the cat went away too. It was just there for its purpose. And then she prayed to Jesus and said, thank you. My prayer has been answered. And I believe that too. When I was a kid, I looked for signs. I remember praying, help me get through this. Or just little small things. You know what children's love. I don't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was to be loved more. Or whatever it may be. Whatever prayer kids pray for these days. I don't remember exactly what I prayed for. But I just remember just remembering that book. If you ever come across it, it's called Garden Angels. And my professor actually gave me that book too. I love that book. My dad gave me that book. I need to come back to it and find it and show it to you guys when I ever